We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of baseball on MLB Network. Tonight, Game 2 of this 3-game series between the New York Mets and the Miami Marlins. New York attempt to end a 6-game losing streak. Next. Elieser Hernandez is ready to go as he'll be on the mound for the Marlins. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, in a day and age where we don't see very many complete games, 6 really good innings in his last start to pick up the win, and I think they'll be happy if he can duplicate that again in this one.
Into the box now, Amed Rosario, and we are set for baseball here this evening.
For the Mets, the shortstop, Amed Rosario.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Grounder down the line at third, but a foul ball here, 0-1.
First pitch, 7-10.
1-1 to the Mets leadoff hitter. Guys, this Marlins ball club as they begin play here tonight, 4-2 over their last 6 games, including a win last time out.
Yeah, Matty, the first game of any series is super important. You have a chance to set the tone, whether it's 3-game set or a 4-game set. You take the first one, you put that other team on their heels.
2 balls and a strike to Amed Rosario. Weather shouldn't be much of a factor. 71 degrees here at game time. 2 balls and a strike. Here it is. 2-2. Sure took a healthy hack that time. Hit down the line at first. And he'll step on first himself for the out.
Batting second, the second baseman, Robinson Cano.
So the bases are empty with 1 man gone, and that'll bring up Robinson Cano. Cano waits on the first pitch. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. So let's take a peek at the umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Matthew Ross.
Hey, D-Row, this is a pitcher's best friend, Matthew Ross. Very wide strike zone.
Yeah, no excuses from the offense today. You know coming in when you see the lineup card and Matt Ross is behind the dish, you better be aggressive.
But quick hands over there at third as he takes it for the second out.
The third baseman, number 6.
So here's Jeff McNeil. He's got that average up near the 340 mark to start play. So he's liable to have an impact in this one as well.
This season really shouldn't come as a surprise to many. We all know what kind of skill this guy produces when he has a bat in his hands.
Hey, there's a nice knock by the 3-hole hitter. I know there's 2 outs, but they always say with your man coming up, the number 4-hole monster, as soon as he steps in the batter's box, there's a runner in scoring position.
Up next, the power bat of Pete Alonso. He gets a shot to hit here in the inning following the 2-out single.
Yeah, and that hit might not amount to much, but anytime you can extend an inning and give a guy with plenty of pop a chance to swing it, the outlook of an inning changes dramatically.
Here's the first pitch to him. Breaking ball below the zone. That's ball 1. The 1-0. Fouled away. The 1-1 is looked at for ball number 2. On a good pitch there, had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2-2 now.
Hey, you'd like to see a little bit more discipline in that. You get a count in your favor and he's swinging a pitch that bad? Not good.
The 2-2. McNeil is off at first with 2 away. And the inning goes away in unceremonious fashion on a swing and a miss at a ball way outside the strike zone. Mets leave 1. It's the Mets nothing. Marlins coming up. You're watching MLB Network. Rick Porcello, a right-hander from the Garden State of New Jersey, gets the ball here. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, Matt, in a day and age where runs are scored at an alarming rate, this guy's been pretty rock solid. Last 3 starts, ERA under 2.00. Not an easy thing to do, and you'll know if he's on early. If he's good and on point in the first inning, that usually means he's going to be rock solid throughout the rest of the game.
Stepping up now, Jonathan Villar. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the first. Now here's the pitch. Fellas, these Mets, as they enter play here tonight, they are in the midst of a pretty bad stretch as they've dropped 6 straight coming in.
Yeah, I get it, Matty. The team's on a moderate losing streak right now. Can't be happy with the way they played, but they have to find a way to relax a little bit. Everybody goes through these little stretches, these little valleys throughout the course of a long season. This team should right itself, and it needs to start today.
Grounded to short. Rosario's got it cleanly, and there's 1 away.
Batting second, the second baseman, Diaz.
First delivery to him on the way. And that's high for a ball, 1-0. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Can't get around quick enough, and that'll move the count to 1-1. Now look out as this one sends him sprawling. It's ball 2 now. Popped him up. Ramos is there. He hauls it in without any trouble, and there are 2 away. Now at the plate, Garrett Cooper. And you can see his home road splits there. He has not fared very well in front of the home crowd, oddly enough. He's ready. Here's the first offering.
Ball 2. Three on the count.
Now with the bases empty, I think he needs to be careful not to just groove one here just because it's 3-0. He's a guy that could ambush you and lose one over the wall.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Taking all the way, and it's 3-1 now.
Got to believe he had the green light in that situation. 2 outs, 3-0 count. This guy can certainly handle the bat. That's a perfect situation to let him loose. But I love the fact that he's keyholding a certain area, and it wasn't what he was looking for.
And a good job there to lay off. It's ball 4 as he becomes their first base runner of the ball game now with 2 away. So here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Corey Dickerson. In his career against Porcello, he's just 2 for 9. Porcello sets. Here's the delivery.
Oh, that's low.
Yanked high and deep down the line in right. And it's a foul ball. Now the 1-1 pitch. Misses for the second ball. pulled toward right center field. After it is Cespedes. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. Marlins leave one. We are still scoreless. Now at the plate, Michael Conforto. He'll get us started in the top of the second.
Number 30, Michael Conforto.
Infield in the overshift here. Now the pitch.
Ball. Ball one, no play. Two and out.
Gutsy pitch right there. 2-0 changeup for a strike. Good call by the catcher. Great execution by the pitcher.
Called strike two. Filthy changeup that time, but he's able to make contact, and he'll get another chance. Ready with another 2-2. So a full count now.
No pitcher likes to take the count to 3-2, especially when you throw a non-competitive pitch like that on 2-2. That one wasn't even close.
Count remains full. The next 3-2. He swung on and missed. He got him on strikes.
That strikeout was a real good example of a pitcher continuing to make a guy chase out of the zone. When you recognize a hitter is in protect mode, you don't have to come inside the strike zone. You can just expand further and further until he literally can't touch it.
J.D. Davis the next at bat. As the first pitch to him is taken low and away for ball one. The average right at the 200 mark on the year. 3 homers, 10 RBIs. Swing and a miss. Looked like the slider there. A ball and a strike. One and two now.
1 ball, 2 strikes, count.
Lays off 2-2 now.
2-2, count.
Into the corner and slicing foul. No score here as we play inning number 2. And this misses, so that'll fill the count at 3-2.
One thing to take note of is how these last 2 batters have really driven up his pitch count. He's had to use 14 pitches already on them, and he's not even through this guy yet. 14 is near the top end of what you want to throw in a complete inning.
Into the windup, ready with the payoff pitch. There's ball 4.
I know one thing, he earned that free pass right there. He was tempted with some really good pitches, but he stayed disciplined and drew the walk.
And that'll bring up Wilson Ramos. He's currently hitting just under .310 on the season. He's set, and the pitch. And facing right-handed pitching so far this season, Ramos hits in the 240s, so there's room for improvement in that regard.
Yeah, Matty, he's well aware of it. Runners in scoring position, that's where you need to be on your game. He's just expanded the zone entirely too much in these situations.
And that finds its way through for a base hit.
That's a grind pitch right there. Fastball in off the plate, and this batter's able to fight and keep his hands inside this baseball and drive it for a knock. Impressive.
So here's Yoenis Cespedes, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He'll enter play here with an average just over 250. 5 homers and 7 driven in. High in the air down the right field line, but this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. 2 quick strikes, and now the 0-2. And a dive, but it just tips off his glove as it's by him for a base hit. One there, relay throw, but it'll be too late as he's well safe at first. A tag, and he is out at second base. And a costly decision there as it's a double play turn to retire the side. On now to the bottom of the second, and we are tied 0-0. Coming to the plate now, Jorge Alfaro. First at bat for him in this one. It was 1 for 4 with a double in the ballgame last night.
Alfaro.
In there, 0-1. And it's 1-1.
As a veteran out on the mound, that's a pitch that you expect to get a call on. Got to believe he keeps pounding that spot until he builds a rapport with the umpire.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch.
Ball. Ball 3.
He walked the guy back in the first, and now he's looking like he might hand out another free pass to the leadoff guy here. You can't be walking a guy an inning and think you're going to have any success.
Now a swing as he hits this one into the air. But this will be foul off to the right, out of play. 3-2 pitch. Pitch is popped up. Alonso in foul ground. And that's the first out of the inning.
Batting fifth, the third baseman, Brian Anderson.
Now at the plate, Brian Anderson. And he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Smoke toward the hole. And that is going to sneak on through into right. It's a 1-out single.
The shortstop,
At the plate now, Miguel Rojas. And it's grounded just foul down the line. Bottom of the second here with no score. Tries to shave the corner with that pitch, but it's 1-1. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. And he popped him up. Here comes Cespedes, but he won't get there. It falls in. The throw to third, and he's safe.
Danny, I know that's not the execution he was looking for right there. That batter's eyes lit up on that pitch.
Not a real good changeup. One of the things, Mark, this pitcher will do, he'll use that changeup like most pitchers will use the curveball. His changeup is that good. That one wasn't, though.
So striding forward now, Harold Ramirez. It's been a really slow start to the season for him, as you can see by the April numbers on your screen. Here's the first pitch to him. Edge of the zone that time taken and ruled a strike.
Awesome execution right there. Great pitcher's pitch and an excellent job to get ahead in a tough spot.
Sent out to straightaway center field. Cespedes with the catch. Runner tags from third. And he will score on the sacrifice fly as he's in with our first tally of the ballgame.
Got his job done there and made it look pretty simple. Got it into the outfield to bring home the first run of the game and pick up the RBI.
So here now's the pitcher, Eliezer Hernandez. From the stretch.
Nope,
Lays
that's
off
the ball.
1-0. And that one misses upstairs, 2-0.
My bet is he's getting the take sign now on 2-0. If he's having a hard time throwing strikes to the pitcher, you might as well let him work himself into trouble.
From the stretch. This is line to left. Davis is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Some more of the colorful characters here at the ballpark tonight. Don't touch that remote. More on MLB Network right after this. Into the box, Rick Porcello. 9-1-2 due up.
Pitcher number 22, Rick Porcello.
First pitch of the at-bat. A wind-up and the 0-1. A ball and a strike. Swing and a liner. A leaping try, but it's out of his reach and into the outfield.
Hey, this is perfect storm right here. This is how big innings start. You put a crooked number up on the board when the pitcher leads off an inning with a huge knock.
And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ahmed Rosario. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Not quite reaching 90 with the fastball, but it's 1-1 now. Fouled off. Nobody out, runner on first. Maybe trying to back him up a bit there with the fastball.
Well, 2 straight fastballs inside haven't put him away. So now it'll be interesting to see what he turns to.
Hoping to send him packing. Pitch on its way. Now here's a comebacker back to the mound.
The batter number
Robinson Cano will grab a bat next.
Robinson Cano.
Cano waits on the first pitch.
Count 1-0.
Here it comes, 1-0. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. Runners on first with 1 down. Hit hard to the right side. And a sliding attempt at first, but this sneaks by him, a base hit. And he'll move up to third now. Runners at the corners here with 1 away.
The batter.
This is the cat and mouse of baseball right here. Batter versus pitcher. You fight so hard as an offensive player to get count leverage. 1-0, 2-0, 3-1. Check out the batting averages in those counts, and then check out the batting averages in even and behind counts with 2 strikes. 2-0, your eyes light up, and the batter didn't miss it.
Jeff McNeil will be the next to take a turn. And a backhanded reach at first, but he can't flag it down. And the tying run is in to score from third. It's 1-1.
Now batting. The first
Boy, that's a tough one right there if you're a pitcher, D-Roy. You think you make a decent pitch, ball hit to the hole right through there. You're hoping it can get knocked down. Instead, base hit, run batted in.
Yeah, and as the batter right there, you're taking off your batting gloves, giving dabs to the first base coach. Glad that found the hole right there. Ribeye steak, chalk 1 up.
So here's Pete Alonso, and that's through for a base hit. Cano rounds third and is digging for the plate, and he's safe at the plate as they take the lead.
The right fielder, number
And
3.
time will be called here as the pitching coach heads out to the mound and hopefully try and settle this guy down a bit. At the plate, Michael Conforto, as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball 1.
It's not easy to continue pounding the strike zone when you've given up 3 consecutive hits, but he has to trust that getting the ball down in the zone will get him an out.
Line to the right side. And that is off the wall, but in foul territory. Foul ball. Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone.
Hey, time to start making some quality pitches. He finds himself in a tough spot behind an account with guys on base.
Set, and the 2-1 pitch.
Not a good spot to be in right now. A pitcher's fallen behind an account with a guy up that hits really well with runners in scoring position.
The 3-1 pitch. And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first 3 innings.
What's the saying? When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you should do is stop digging. Well, the guy on the bump obviously hasn't heard that one.
So it's bases loaded, 1 away, and into bat next will be J.D. Davis. First pitch coming, here it is. And obviously looking for the ground ball here as this misses low. It's 1-0. Bases are loaded with only 1 out. Swing and a looper to left. Here comes Dickerson, lays out, and he's got it. A great play for out number 2. And there will be no advance here. It's a wasted opportunity as the bases remain loaded with 2 away now. Well, sometimes you see diving catches that happen because of a bad route, but that certainly wasn't the case here. That's an exceptional route efficiency as calculated by Showtrack, and it's evident it was a big reason why he was able to lay out and bring that one in. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. Wilson Ramos is in for his second plate appearance as he looks at a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0. Here it is. Out of play off to the right. It's 1-1. 2 out, bases loaded. Had him off stride that time, and it's 1-2.
A strike away now from getting out of this mess. Sometimes pitching is all about minimizing, right? So keeping it to 2 runs across in the inning would be huge.
From the stretch, the 1-2.
Interesting sequence of pitches right there. A real ugly swing on a ball away, and it looks like the batter has a much better idea of what he's looking for after that second pitch.
He's set. The 2-2.
For the guy on the mound, this is one of those innings where nothing comes easy. He's thrown a bunch of pitches, and this AB hasn't been any different. Definitely laboring at the moment.
Lined hard toward right center. A dive, but it's off his glove. 1 run scores, and a second run is across. It's cut off, so all 3 runners are in to score.
Nice piece of hitting right there. Didn't try and do too much. Fastball, middle cut, places it right back where it came from.
Here's Yoenis Cespedes, as he'll take a called strike here on a borderline pitch at strike one. 0 for 1 here in the early going. Set to deliver the 0-1. Oh, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2.
I know he's been struggling early, but that pitch right there, well executed changeup. If he can mix that in, maybe he hangs around for a little while longer.
Two quick strikes, and now the 0-2. Here's a high pop-up. Cooper over to his right, and the inning is over. 9 men come to the plate, however, 5 of them score. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. It's the Mets 5 and the Marlins 1.
Welcome back as the Marlins look to get the offense going in the third, and this is a lineup that has had its struggles this season. Currently, they rank dead last in the league in team batting average and perhaps more importantly, runs scored. As one of the coaches told me, the entire organization is pulling their hair out trying to figure out how to put a more potent lineup on the field, but that's not something that changes overnight. He said it's going to be a process to become the team we want to be, but we're willing to do the hard work that it's going to take to get there. Matt?
Thank you, Heidi.
The center fielder, Jonathan Villar.
Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt, the first pitch. Jonathan Villar is in to start things off as he looks at a ball to start the inning. 1-0. 1-1 to the Marlins leadoff hitter. Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. Legs churning. He's headed for second. And he's going to get to second now with nobody out. So he's into second base here with a double to begin the home third as he moves into double digits now as we check out the team leaderboard. That is 10 for him here on the campaign. Into the box now, Isan Diaz, as he lays off a fastball too low for ball 1. He popped out in his first trip. A throw behind the runner at second, and he just manages to get his hand in. A runner at second, nobody out. And it's a called strike to even the count at 1. Here it comes on 1-1. There's a swing and a high deep drive headed for the right field corner. And that's going to wind up hooking just a bit foul, so a missed opportunity there. And it's fouled away. Hard ground ball to third. Reined in. And that's the first out. And that'll bring in Garrett Cooper. Reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance.
Cooper.
He's set. Here it comes. It's taken. Now it's 0-2.
He's attacking this hitter a lot more aggressively than he did the first time when he faced him and issued a walk, coming right after him here.
1 out and a runner on second base. And opposite field as he lines this down the line in right. And now it'll rattle up against the wall. The throw into second. But he'll get in there with an RBI double.
Cliches are around for a reason, and that hit right there is a reason they say baseball is a game of inches, right? Just barely fair, but that's not much consolation for the guy standing on the mound. Nice RBI two-bagger.
Standing in now, Corey Dickerson, as he looks at a fastball that misses off the plate for ball one. The 1-0 home.
Hey! 2 balls, 1 strike.
I'm seeing all the signs of fatigue right now. This is when you really have to bear down mentally as a pitcher.
Runner at second here with 1 man out. 3-1 to the Marlins left fielder.
I'm seeing him aim the ball right now, and that's a trap you fall into as a pitcher when you're not as confident in your stuff as you should be. You got to trust your stuff.
Line towards center field. That's in there. Base hit. And the runner scores from second as they cut away into that deficit here. It's now a 5-3 ball game.
Boy, Dero, you have to be licking your chops sitting in a 3-1 count. You get a fastball, he gets it and doesn't miss it.
Yeah, Dan, that's what you strive for. Find count leverage situations where you can be aggressive. Process of elimination tells you he's got to come fastball or something over the heart of the plate, and he didn't miss it.
Now the New York manager's up off the bench on his way to the mound, and that's going to be all now for Rick Porcello. So he will curiously make his way to the dugout after what has to be considered a very brief appearance. Paul Sewald is going to come on to pitch here, and in just the 3rd inning, you have to think he'll be asked to eat some innings. To the plate now, Jorge Alfaro. Now a ball lined toward the gap in left center. And this is into the alley and ought to be good for extra bases. And they'll have runners at second and third following the 1-out double.
There's no question he's been struggling at the dish lately, trying to do anything to get himself going. So he's got to feel pretty good after that double. Not to take anything away from him, but I think I could have probably hit that pitch.
Yeah, that's one of those gift pitches, not the location he was shooting for. Into the box, Brian Anderson, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. And he's got an opportunity to drive in a pair, perhaps even it up here in the early going. Changeup stays outside and is behind 2-0.
If you've been paying attention, the guy on the mound does not want to come inside. If I'm at the plate, I'm leaning out over.
Now the 2-0. 3-0 now. Sewald, a Nevada native. He was taken in the 10th round during the first-year player draft of 2012.
I know this guy wouldn't go into the category of superstar, but to grind out the career he has being drafted where he was, my hat's off to him.
Here it comes, the 3-0. And that's low, ball 4.
Now batting, the shortstop, Miguel.
Stepping in, Miguel Rojas, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. First delivery to him on the way.
Count 1-0.
This is a situation where you have to step out of the box and tell yourself, my job is to get the runner in from third. It'd be nice to gap one and get them both in, but you want to take a little pressure off you offensively and just focus on being productive.
Still only 1 out in the inning. Two and 1 after the foul ball there. Line to the right side, and that's in there. Base hit. In to score is the runner from third. It's now a 5-4 ball game.
Next for the Marlins, the right fielder, Harold Ramirez.
At the plate now, Harold Ramirez. As he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball one. He's got that batting average even at a point where even a 1 for 5 will gain him some points. 3 homers and 11 RBIs. That one's going to find the seats. Strike one.
Obviously a huge situation in the game here, but at the plate he's got to keep it simple. He can't try to do too much just because the bases are juiced. At the very least, just find a way to get that tying run home from third.
And this is going to get down for extra bases, as that'll get 2 and possibly all 3 home.
With that base hit right there, D-Row, that's his 3rd RBI of the game. More importantly, his team's now ahead.
Yeah, these are the special ones. He's had a great approach all day. He's battled his tail off, and he's given his team single-handedly, almost given his team a chance to win this one.
At the plate, Eliezer Hernandez, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike one. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. Now here's one hit in the air to the right side, and that's in there. Base hit. On to second, but he's in safely, as they also score a pair of runs on the play.
When this one left the bat, the pitcher was hoping and praying it would go foul, and I thought it might, but it ends up falling just inches inside the line, going for a double and driving in 2.
Justin Wilson is going to come on to pitch here, and in just the 3rd inning, you have to think he'll be asked to eat some innings.
Number 38, Justin Wilson.
In now, Jonathan Villar, as he'll look at a slider that runs in too far for ball one. Wilson has seen his role change with those one-batter lefty specialists going the way of the dodo as a part of MLB's pace of play initiatives. The 1-0 home is taken down and in for a ball.
That's a classic piece of pitching right there. You have to back hitters away from the plate to make them a little bit uncomfortable. Now you can go inside or outside. I like that purpose pitch.
Here it comes, 2-0. Now a cut fastball finds the target, 2-1. 7 runs have crossed the plate in the inning. A line shot to third base, and the runner gets back. No double play.
Now bats second baseman, Isan.
Standing in, Isan Diaz. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. That misses, 2-0. Cut fastball is in for a strike, 2-1. Now here's a ball hit in the air to straightaway right field. This ball's got plenty of carry to it, and it is out of here. A 2-run blast to straightaway right field. 4th home run for him on the season, as this is now a 5-run cushion.
This is the first home run of the game, but the bats are definitely alive for both teams tonight. There have been a ton of hits already. These pitchers might want to duck and cover if things continue this way.
Now back first baseman, Garrett.
Standing in now, Garrett Cooper. As the first pitch years have been high, it's ball 1. Cooper playing here in his age 29 season. He was taken in the 6th round back in the draft of 2013.
Hey, nothing has been handed to this guy. Drafted in the middle rounds, and he has found his way in the big leagues. This has turned out to be a really nice pick.
Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing. A long inning as they've hung a 9 spot on him to this point. 3-1.
3-1.
Inside, he misses ball 4.
And don't forget, he gave up a long ball earlier in this inning, so you can understand why he wasn't too aggressive with him there. When he got him to 3-1, he wasn't too anxious to challenge him.
Next will be the cleanup hitter, Corey Dickerson, 1 for 2 in the ball game thus far. First pitch coming, here it is. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball.
And when you're already down 5, the last thing you want to do is fall behind in the count when you're on the mound. That's not going to do anything to help you get back into this thing.
That's wide, 2-0.
2-0 to a guy with this kind of pop, you better be awfully careful because he's going to be swinging out of his shoes.
Too far out in front that time. He can't keep it fair. 2-1. Lifted down the line in left, and that will end up a foul ball. Ready with the 2-2. Lifted in the air out to center field. Cespedes is there, and the inning is over. But not before they bat around here this half inning, as 9 men wind up coming around to score. 3 innings complete. The Marlins lead it 10-5. Stepping into the box, Justin Wilson. And Dan, I'm sure the starter on the mound would like to hit the rewind button on that last inning.
Oh, no doubt about that, Mac. That was a really rocky frame, but clearly not enough to chase him from this game. We'll see if he's still shaking a bit or if he's able to put this behind him.
He's ready. Here's the first offering. Starts him with a good rising fastball there for strike 1. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. He's ready. Here's the 0-1.
Back outside. That's ball 2.
You certainly know he's not trying to work around the pitcher, but sometimes the hardest thing to do is to throw a strike to a guy that you know won't swing the bat.
Swung on and missed. Really fooled him that time for the first out.
Now, I know he struck out there, but for a pitcher, that's a pretty solid at bat. Anytime you can make an opposing pitcher out there work and throw quite a few more extra pitches, that's a quality AB in my book.
So now to the plate, Ahmed Rosario. As he'll look at a changeup that drops below the knees for ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 5 runs, 7 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. Outside, 2-1. Liner toward right center. And that's in for a base hit. Make it a 1-for-3 game so far.
I mean, that fires me up right there. Opposite field knock, and in today's game, where every manager is employing hundreds of shifts, to watch this batter go the other way was special.
Robinson Cano the next to dig in. And they pitch out here, but nothing's going on. Throw over to first, and he'll dive back in safely. Runner at first here, one man out. And another throw over. And a dive, but he's back in. Here comes the 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Called strike on the inside, and he can't believe it at the plate. It's 1-2 now. And that misses 2-2.
Don't be surprised if he gets another back foot slider right here. Don't think for a second, just because he took the first one, that this pitcher won't come back exactly the same way.
Hit in the air to straightaway center. Center fielder on the run. He gets there and makes the play for the second out of the inning. So it's a runner at first with 2 gone, and that'll bring in Jeff McNeil. From the stretch, here's the pitch. And a good fastball there, but this just misses the zone for ball 1. Runners on the move for second. Strike called. Now the throw down is not close as he's in there with a stolen base.
It's a little surprising to see them risking base runners by stealing down this many early in the game, but they're choosing to be aggressive. Might work out if they can drive him in now and chip away at that deficit.
Here it comes on 1-1, and it's 1-2.
He's looking pretty passive here, hitting with a chance to drive in a run. Gonna have to make something happen with 2 strikes now.
High in the air out to center field. And he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. Mets strand 1. They've got some work to do. It's 10-5. Just about set to go for the last of the 4th. But before we do that, here's Heidi Watney.
Matt, during the commercial break, I had a chance to catch up with manager Don Mattingly about the Marlins' offensive production. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. He said it's one of those games where everything has come together for his hitters. From their approach, to their swings, to the results. It's all working. One key indicator of that, 6 extra base hits to this point in the game.
Thank you, Heidi. Brad Brock, a right-hander standing 6'6", will take over pitching duties here.
Brad Brock.
At the plate, Jorge Alfaro. He'll lead things off as they look to perhaps build on an already sizable lead.
Even though they're up by a boatload early on in this one, you can't get complacent and get lazy. They got to keep the gas pedal down because this team that they're playing can strike and score a lot of runs too.
The 1-0.
That's ball 2.
I'm pretty surprised by the location on those last 3 pitches. The book on him is that he hits the away pitch pretty well, and he just saw 3 in a row out there.
So does he go back out there again?
No, Matt, I expect him to mix it up. Most catchers won't call for the same location over and over and over.
Count even at 2-2 to the Marlins catcher. And he looks at a cold strike 3 as the cut fastball's in there, and that's out number 1.
You know what was really impressive to me about that strikeout? He fell behind 2-0 to start the at-bat. That's a pretty bad place to be, but then he kind of refocused himself and came right back with 3 quality pitches in a row to sit him down. That's not easy to do, but now his focus has to hone in on getting ahead on the next guy.
And a strike called at the knees, 0-1. Now a swing and a fly ball. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now. Ready for another chance? Miguel Rojas. It was an RBI single for him in his last plate appearance. First offering on its way. That one doesn't even sniff the zone, missing very high. Now a good pitch around the knees, but it doesn't quite catch the bottom of the zone. The 2-0 on the way. Two out, nobody on. Swing and a liner. Foul. The 2-2 one more time.
Okay.
Boy, really making him work now as the 7th pitch of the at-bat is also fouled away, so the count will hold steady at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch one more time. Hit the other way out toward right field. Conforto is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Miami down in order. They still lead it, though, 10-5. Sixto Sanchez will come out and take the ball here as he'll be making his 15th appearance of the year. So here's the cleanup hitter, Pete Alonso. He's singled in 2 trips to the plate thus far.
This one doesn't look good so far, down by a boatload as we enter the middle innings. It's about time they get something going, and the last thing you want to do is fall behind where you have to score a bunch in the 8th and 9th inning.
And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. Swing and a miss on the slider, and he's quickly behind 0-2. Sanchez is a guy that certainly fits the profile as a power fastball pitcher, but I think what makes him really most impressive is the command he displays while keeping the velocity as high as it is. Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Man, a pitcher let the guy off easy right there. That 0-2 pitch wasn't even close. I'd rate that as a non-competitive pitch.
The 1-2. High fly ball out to straightaway center. There to take it is VR, and that's the first out. Here's a look at the final line for the Marlins starting pitcher, and clearly he was off his game this evening.
One of the tough things to do when you're trying to have a good pitching performance is keep the ball in the ballpark. He was filling up the strike zone, but he did allow 2 home runs.
Striding into the box, Michael Conforto, 0 for 1 with a run scored thus far. Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch.
Ball 1, no strike.
The 1-0. Here's a fastball that misses.
Hey, always a good idea to take a couple of pitches when you're facing a young arm like this one. And now he's put himself in a real good hitter's count.
1 out, nobody on. In the dirt, it's 3-0 now. J.D. Davis will be next. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. He loses him on ball 4.
It's all a part of learning how to pitch in the big leagues. Major league hitters will not bail you out by swinging at pitches out of the zone, so he's going to have to continue to learn how to get guys out at this level.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, J.D. Davis. He's set, and the pitch. They set the target in, and this finds the inside corner for strike 1. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2. 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors on the Mets line score so far. Down and away, it's a ball and 2 strikes. Trying to pick up that outside corner, but this misses, and it's back to even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grounded up the first baseline, but this is going to be a foul ball as that keeps things at 2-2. From the belt, the pitch.
Not a bad time right here to put that runner in motion. 3-2 count. You send the runner, and if it's a bad pitch, it's ball 4.
Fastball, strike 3 called as he couldn't pull the trigger, and there are 2 away.
Runner on first in a double play situation, so you expect to see a lot of pitches down to the zone. So I think that pitch up right there was a good one. Obviously, the double play is more efficient, but you're always going to take a K when you're on the mound.
Here's the catcher, Wilson Ramos. He swings and hits it foul off to the right and out of play. 2 hits and 2 trips for him thus far. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
1-1.
Lifted into center field. VR will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side. Mets leave 1. They've got some work to do. It's 10-5. So stepping in, Harold Ramirez, who drove in 2 runs on a double in his last at-bat. Here comes the first pitch.
1-0.
And it looks now like a right-hander's begun to get loose in the Mets bullpen. The 1-0 is offered at and missed for the first strike. And he'll come back with 1 in the dirt as the count moves to 2-1 now. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
It's been a great job so far by the 8-hole hitter. If he finds a way to get on base, this could spell for a huge inning.
The 3-1 pitch. Hit on the ground out to short. And a good throw gets him 1 gone. John Birdie will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Hitting to the Marlins, number 5, John Birdie.
Swing and a miss, and he's behind 0-1. Ball one, as that one didn't really threaten the inside corner. Bases are empty, one man out. And that misses. 2-1.
Sometimes it can be difficult for a pitcher. You're facing a guy that's not known to be a big stick in the lineup. Sometimes the toughest thing is to be aggressive and throw strikes.
The 2-1 home is looked at for ball three.
Call didn't go his way on 2-1, but it's important here on 3-1 to still make a quality pitch. You have to have the mindset that you're still the one in the driver's seat.
Hitters count all the way. Here it comes. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Pulling it in out there is Cespedes, and there are two gone now. So it's back to the top of the order now. And the switch hitter Jonathan VR will be the next to bat. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Now the 1-0. High and deep down the left field line. And that's going to land foul. The 1-1 home. A swing and a ground ball to third. Oh, what a stop on the slide. It's there, and he's out. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. They still lead it, though, 10-5. Brandon Kinsler takes over to start the 6th inning on the mound.
Number 1, Brandon Kinsler.
In now, Yoenis Cespedes. He'll be the first to the plate for the Mets in their half of the 6th.
You know, Madden, every team has that one guy, and Yoenis Cespedes is that guy for the Mets. Completely changes that complexion of that Mets betting order.
Out in front of it, strike one. A 1 pitch on its way.
Ball, that's out.
Little tardy on that swing as it's well wide of first. Here's the 1-2 delivery.
I got to count 2-2. You got a full count.
Tough pitch to lay off, but he did, and it's ball 4, so the leadoff hitter's aboard to start the 6th.
The pitcher, Brad.
Next to hit will be the pitcher, Brad Brock. He's getting his first plate appearance of the game here in the 6th. From the belt, the pitch. Showing bunt here, but he takes ball 1.
Got to believe the pitcher's going to trust his defense right here. Look for something down in his zone to induce a ground ball double play.
The 1-0 delivery. And they'll indeed have the pitcher squaring around as he puts this one down. To second for 1. On to first, and they turn the double play.
Well, that's the last thing you want to happen when you're trying to bunt a guy into scoring position. He got it down, but you have to deaden the ball too. Otherwise, these infielders just eat it up and turn it into a double play.
Now back to the top of the lineup. Stepping in, Ahmed Rosario. He singled his last time up.
Let's do it, guys.
First pitch of the at-bat. Fly ball out to straightaway right. Ramirez is there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. Mets go down quickly. They've got some work to do. It's 10-5. Digging in and looking for more, Isan Diaz. He'll lead things off against the same reliever that finished off the last inning.
Well, you don't see in this day too many relievers going multiple innings, but guys have to earn that trust from their managers. We'll see how he handles it here.
From the stretch. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Davis is right there as he puts it away, no problem for the first out.
For the Marlins.
Now in the box, Garrett Cooper. It was a walk in his last trip. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Obviously, the game plan wasn't to let this guy beat you right here. He's already walked twice, and that pitch out of the zone tells me they want nothing to do with him.
Count now, a ball and a strike. Now the 1-1 pitch. Takes this the other way to right. And that's into the outfield for a one-out base hit.
Hey, there's a bullet off the wall. The outfielder does a really good job of getting that one in quickly, but I think they had play there at second base.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, Dan. I got to believe you're busting it out of the box thinking two until somebody tells you no. I know it would have been a close play, but I think you got to err on the aggressive side right there.
Into the box now, Corey Dickerson inside with the slider, and that'll back him up a bit. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. And a fastball here that's taken for ball 2.
That's a good job right there. You very rarely see pitchers double up where they go a pitch inside. Normally they'll go back outside, but he followed that up with another pitch on the inside part of the plate.
Three and 0 now.
In today's game, everybody's trying to work off the mound north-south, trying to elevate that heater. He wanted that pitch right there, but I can tell you as an offensive player, I'd rather give you 6 inches off east-west than to have you call that high fastball.
And he lays off here. A nice job. It's ball 4. First and second now with 1 away.
Now batting, catcher, Jorge Alfaro.
From the stretch. And this is on the outside corner for strike 1. The 0-1 delivery. Hit out towards second. Cano towards second. He's got it. On to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. 4-6-3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. On to the back third tonight. Stick around on MLB Network. New inning set to get underway. So coming to the plate, Robinson Cano. It was a flyout for him in his last trip.
It doesn't look very promising so far in this one as we move into the later innings. Down by a bundle, it's time to get some base runners and hopefully a long ball to get them back into this one.
First pitch on its way. Lifted the other way down the left field line. After it is Dickerson. And no one will track it down. Cano waiting on the 0-1. Sent on the ground out to second. It's flagged down deep in the hole. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7.
Now batting, number 6.
Stepping up to the plate, Jeff McNeil. He's 2 for 3 and looking for more here. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Marlins have some action in the bullpen now as a right-hander is up and throwing. The 1-0 down the third baseline, but a foul ball. 1-1. A ball and 2 strikes.
1 and 2.
And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. Line drive to center field. That's in for a base hit. He's now 3 for 4.
Hey, Dero, not a bad night. 3 singles, but hey, you'll take 3 for 4 every day of the week.
Yeah, in today's day and age, Dan, where everything's a homer, a walk, or a strikeout, it's refreshing to see this guy throw out 3 base hits.
To the plate now, Pete Alonso. As the first pitch to him runs a bit inside for ball 1. He's working on a 1 for 3 thus far. Now the 1-0 is a slider taken for a ball.
This is a spot you really don't want to be in with a great hitter like that. You can't just lay one in there, but you also don't want to run the count to 3-0.
And he fouls this one off. Now the 2-1 pitch is in there for the second strike.
2-2 count.
And they're working the outer half here, but that one's wide for ball 3. Got him on the good slider there. Swung on and missed as he's down on strikes for the second time tonight.
Well, this pitching staff has done a pretty good job right there. That's the 4th time he struck out, and we're only in the 2nd game of this series.
At the plate now, Michael Conforto, as he'll go after a hard sinker that time and falls behind 0-1. Couple of walks for him thus far. Ready with the 0-1 pitch. Beaten into the ground over to first. And he'll step on the bag himself, and the inning is over. Mets strand 1. They've got some work to do. It's 10-5. Jeurys Familia gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Jeurys Familia.
Settling in now, Brian Anderson. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Brian Anderson.
Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Hit in the air down the right field line. But this is just going to wind up being a foul ball. Familia, 30 years of age. He's a 9-year major league vet. The 0-1 pitch down the first baseline, but this will wind up a foul ball. Strike 2. Now the 0-2 pitch.
The count is 1 and 2.
It's a great job to lay off on that nasty slider right there. It's the toughest pitch. It was my toughest pitch to lay off of. I was always sitting fastball middle away, and when that slider came out, boy, did it look like a heater for a long time.
The 1-2. On the ground to third. He's got it. Throw on to first, and one third baseman grounds out to the other, one away. Ready for another shot now, Miguel Rojas. So far, 2 for 3 in this one. First offering on its way. Fastball just misses. That's ball 1. Hit out towards second. There's Cano. And he'll whip this one over to first, and he gets his man for the second out. Striding in, Harold Ramirez. He's 1 for 2 in this one. First delivery to him on the way. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Hit down the third baseline, but that'll get foul. It's 0-2 now. Nothing in 2 count, and the pitch. This is line to left. That's in for a base hit, and he's 2 for 3. Good work in a pitcher's count to get on base and keep the inning alive.
Hey, they weren't going to keep this guy down for long. That's the ebbs and flows of the baseball season. Bottom line is this guy has bat-to-ball skills. You knew he was going to get hot eventually.
Matt Kemp will look for some 2-out magic here as he'll pinch hit with 2 gone and a runner at first. Hit hard on the ground towards second. Cano fields it cleanly, and that will conclude matters here in the 7th. So no runs on a hit here, no errors, 1 man left on. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now. The Marlins on top, 10-5. Yimi Garcia has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 93, Yimi Garcia.
Now at the plate, J.D. Davis. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout in this one.
J.D. Davis.
First pitch of the at-bat. Had him reaching that time. It's strike 1.
Hey, not too often we see this hitter come outside his game plan, outside the zone, but that pitch was just so tempting.
Well, got him to swing out of his shoes on that one. 0-2. Looks like a left-hander up and throwing now in that Marlins bullpen. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
That's not an at-bat he or his hitting coach are going to be happy with at all. It's bad enough to go down on 3 pitches, but none of them were even in the strike zone. That's a bad look.
Into the box, Wilson Ramos. As the first pitch to him is a changeup that can't find the zone. It's ball 1. One-0 count. Here it is.
That's the exact spot to lean on as a reliever. As a hitter, you just have to tip your cap and look for the next one.
One out, nobody on. Looked like he was on that one, but it's 1-2.
When your team is behind this late in the game, it's not a good look for you as a hitter to show no discipline and wave at a pitch that wasn't even sniffing the zone.
2-2 to the Mets catcher. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. Got him swinging. Chased it well out of the zone, and there are 2 gone.
No problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
Yoenis Cespedes striding in next, as he will take a look at a fastball in there as that strike zone expands just a little. It's 0-1. 0 for 2 for him to this point. Comes set, and the 0-1.
That's a ball. 1-1. Nope, inside, ball 2.
Into center field, line drive base hit.
He's lucky it's only a single back up the middle and not a double in the gap or a home run. Pitches like that in the show get absolutely hammered.
Eduardo Nunez will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 12, Eduardo Nunez.
Hit the other way out toward right field. Ramirez is under it, and he makes the catch for out number 3. Mets leave 1. They've got some work to do. It's 10-5. Dylan Betances is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Number 68, Dylan Betances.
So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Jonathan Villar. He was retired via the ground ball last time up. Comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. High in the air out to center field. Cespedes is there. Looks it into his glove, and there's 1 gone. Digging in, Isan Diaz. It was a fly out for him in his last trip. First pitch on its way. Betances, the former Yankee who was signed as a free agent in the middle of last season.
Yeah, I know he expected to get a longer-term deal, but these are the facts right now. He is on a 1-year deal, and he is going to have to produce if he is going to get that multi-year he's been looking for come off-season.
And that pitch misses in the dirt, and it's 2-0 now. Action in the bullpen now as a right-hander begins to throw out there. Two balls and a strike.
Great job of doubling up with a fastball inside. A lot of times you'll see a pitcher go in there, but they won't go back in there a second time. This guy's not afraid to pitch inside.
Pulled toward right center field. Right fielder giving chase. He can't get there in time, and now it hops over the wall for a ground rule double.
Hey, there's a hard hit ball that was going to be down for extra bases. The ball had some spring on it, and it bounced over the wall, and the ground rule double puts him on second base without having to leg it out.
Stepping in now, Garrett Cooper, as he'll take a look at ball 1. 2 hits in 2 trips for him thus far. The 1-0 home. 1 out and a runner on second base. Back up the middle. Cano has it. And an off-balance throw is in time as he takes one away. Wow.
I love the fact there was no panic at second base right there. He had plenty of time. He knew his runner. There might have been a little fumble with the exchange, but plenty of time to get the guy out first.
Stepping in, Corey Dickerson. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Here's the first pitch to him. And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now.
Well, you can see he's coming right at this guy, just pounding the ball in the strike zone. He certainly has the advantage now. This guy hasn't even swung the bat yet.
Now about a 58-foot breaking pitch that he wisely lays off here. Men on third with 2 down. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Betances is ready. 2-2 on its way. Line towards center field. And a base hit, and that'll get the run in from third.
I'll tell you, they're posting video game numbers here. I mean, that's their 11th run of the game, and they're showing no signs of slowing down. Just an absolute onslaught from this offense.
So now to the plate, Jorge Alfaro. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. He comes into this appearance in the midst of a 1-for-4 day. And a fastball that's about off the radar screen there. It's 2-0.
Well, you have to have a lot of confidence and composure to pitch effectively, and right now, I'm just not seeing it. He looks kind of rattled out there to me.
2 out with the man at first. Ground ball foul down the left side. Now the 2-1 pitch. Pretty well struck high and deep to left field. A ball that's carrying. On the warning track, he makes the catch. So they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. 9th inning coming up. Miami's out in front, 11-5. Stephen Tarpley comes on from the pen, hoping to finish this one off here in the top of the 9th. Set to start the 9th in this one. Now back to the top of the Mets order, digging in Ahmed Rosario. It was a flyout for him in his last trip. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Two 2-0 now.
Well, that backdoor breaking ball just missed right there. It's a very effective pitch. If you can hit the outside corner of that pitch, it's unhittable.
All over the place to start the 9th. It's 3-0 now.
Ball 3 to a leadoff hitter that can run. Not the greatest way to start this right here. I think right now you really have to start pouring some pitches into that strike zone.
A 3-ball, 1-strike count to the Mets shortstop. There's a drive out toward the gap in left center. Around first, he's digging for second. And he will pull into second with a leadoff double.
He just tattoos this ball right here. Tried to sneak a fastball in on him? No way. Drives it to deep left center field gap, and that was a nice job to get the barrel around in time to score that baby up.
Here comes the second baseman, Robinson Cano, as he takes a fastball off the plate for a ball 1-0. He was a ground-out victim last time up. The 1-0 pitch. And he turns on one, sending it high and deep to right. Gone! A two-run shot here for Robinson Cano. 6th home run on the season for him as they've cut this deficit down to 4.
This is the matchup you'd like as a pitcher, right? Lefty on left, but sometimes you don't win all of the battles. Gave this guy a pitch to hit, and he made him pay for it.
At the plate, Jeff McNeil. Fouled away. 3 for 4 so far, and seeing it well in this ball game. Fouled off. And on 0-2, he misses with a fastball. And now this ball's in the air to deep right field. And he's going to make the catch on the warning track. A fine running play there for the first out.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Now to the plate, Pete Alonso. He went down on strikes last time up. Pitch on the way. Now a first pitch changeup here. Too far inside. It's 1-0. And this is a fastball that's right on the black, but ruled a ball. It's 2-0 now. Now here's the pitch. Hits this one hard the other way. That's through for a base hit, his second of the ball game.
The right fielder, number 30, Michael Conforto.
In now, Michael Conforto. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Hit hard up the middle. Fielded cleanly to second for 1. On to first, and he rolls a double play ball to end it here as this ball game is over.
Well, the die was cast in the 3rd inning when they posted a bunch of runs. After that, they did everything they had to just to wrap up this victory.
An 11-7 final in this one. Miami led this game from the 3rd inning on and never wavered. Sixto Sanchez earns his 3rd win of the year in relief. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian, we all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.